Welcome back to another Pokemon What If Wednesday, where every Wednesday morning I go through last week's investing and collecting questions, where your guys' questions will actually be featured in the video, and one person's question will help me make the thumbnail every single week. So please drop your questions down below for a chance to be in next week's video, and if I did comment to you saying great question, I might use this and I didn't, please drop that same question again, and make sure you put repeat question, and it'll get moved to the top. And I'm not saying I'm some guru who just knows everything, but when I'm unsure, I always like to talk it out with a few people. It always helps me make my final decision. And then we do have to get thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is ARIZONATCG. If you guys have a couple graded cards or a ton of graded cards you're looking to sell, you're not sure what to do, and you want to get that top dollar, ARIZONATCG is perfect. All you have to do is send them your graded cards, and that's it. They're going to handle everything else. They're going to take professional scans of your cards, then they're going to post it to their massive weekly eBay auctions. But you have full control. You can change it to buy it now. You can track your whole collection. And then the best part about all this is they charge almost the exact same amount as if you started your own eBay store. But this eBay store already has 100% positive feedback with over 10,000 cards sold. Definitely check them out. All the links are in the description. But all right, let's get started. So I had like 30 questions about prismatic evolution, so that's what we're going to talk about right away. But the question I use is from @JNA22. Hi, what is your plan for your prismatic evolution ETBs and PC ETBs? How long will you hold? Expectations on long-term sealed value. So let's take a little peek and see what they're going for. This Pokemon Center ETB was at 400. Now last sold 275, 250, 250, bunch of 250s. And then the regular ETB got up to 150. Now last sold 120, 120, 125, 115, 123. So my plan for these, I'm holding long term because I am a long-term investor. Of course you can make quick money here and there, but the long-term stuff is where it's at. Especially Prismatic Evolutions has so much going for it if you really look at it as a whole. Evolution set, which makes it basically top tier for almost everybody. Multiple Umbreons. The first ever English Master Balls. And then we have the first ever True God Pack where you can pull every single evolution. Not to mention we got a ton of special illustration rares in the set. So the set is pretty crazy when you really think about it. But I could see the regular ETBs coming down in price just because if we do get a ton of reprints and waves and it's, in every Walmart, Target, Barnes & Noble, just everywhere constantly for the next year. And then you got to think we got a lot of good sets coming out. I have a feeling Team Rocket will be much better than Prismatic Evolutions. That's my guess. So, once we get better sets, not as many people are going to be automatically grabbing Prismatic Evolutions every single time because you never know, Team Rocket could be worth that much more. So I definitely could see that regular ETB coming down in price. But for the Pokemon Center ETB, I don't know, it might come down a hair more, but then I have a feeling it's going to go right back up. We did not get another wave like we have for the last few sets on Pokemon Center website on release day because, those sets did not actually sell out. This set actually did sell out. So it's a huge difference. Prismatic Evolutions actually sold out like day one. Surging was in stock the whole time. Stellar Crown was in stock the whole time. Pokemon Center took them off the website so they can, fulfill pre-orders and all that. So it's a different story, but I could definitely see them doing one more wave of Pokemon Center ETBs since they did make this big announcement. I could see them, making sure they get one decent wave in there. But you guys know how quick the Pokemon Center ETBs will go. So if you absolutely needed the money, and if it were me, I would probably sell a couple of the regular ETBs, and that would be it. I would definitely hold the Pokemon Center ETBs. You're making decent money selling the regular ones, basically doubling your money. But then again, you're basically kind of scalping and being a quick flipper, which a lot of people do not like. Next is from @MimicQT. I have a decent amount of Prismatic Evolution binder collection and poster collections arriving soon. Would you recommend holding on to it long term in the hopes that the value increases, or sell, trade now while the hype is crazy and invest in some more solid sets with established growth? If so, which sets would you recommend putting that Prismatic cash into? So let's actually see what the binder's going for now. Last sold 70, 9 of them at 62. But this is kind of what I was talking about. You already got amazing products at MSRP that have already gained value. You might as well hold on to them. I mean, if you got a bunch of them, you could maybe sell off a few, take the profit, and invest it into other sets or whatever. But I like to just put it on the shelf, forget about it. You got amazing products of an amazing set at MSRP. You're sitting pretty. I feel like everybody's so worried and like they got to constantly be trading or doing this and that and this and that. And then too, I feel like so many people worry, prices are coming down. It's just like, yeah, they'll come down. We got more product now. It just came out. It will eventually go back up when we run out of product. Next is from @JoshSmith7867. What do you think about sealed Scarlet and Violet regular ETB promos? I have a ton of Snorlax from 151 and Pikachu from Paldea Evolved, and trying to get a bunch of Mimikyu from Paldea and Fates as well. Got most of them for like $2 to $3. Do you think they'll do well? Also, how do you store your sealed promos? So I definitely feel like they will do well. I mean, if you really think about it, as soon as the ETBs really start going up in price and they're getting harder and harder to find, people are going to want these promos, and the Pokemon Center stamp ones are going to be so expensive to where most people cannot afford them, and this is their next best thing. I mean, just look at the Mewtwo here. I know this isn't from the ETB. This is from the UPC. But you can go back, I probably maybe 8-9 months ago, I bought a ton of these for literally like $1 a card. And now look at the price. Like it's $1.43 down here in February. So you can tell I was not lying. Now last sold $12.99, $11.47, $11, $11, $11. Like if you actually think of the percentage increase that is insane and better than any sealed product. And then not to mention, I have a stack of them that I think will for sure grade 10s. So there's even a ton more money to come. So yeah, I like doing this. You know, if it's a card to, you know, like a promo like this, to where it's an illustration rare, everybody kind of collects all the illustration rares and special illustration rares. People are going to want this card to complete the set. If you're doing a master set, you need this card. So I think it's a great play. I think I just bought like 30 of the Petrans for like 25 cents a card, 50 cents a card or something like that. So yeah, I'm still doing it. So yeah, not a bad idea at all. And then you did ask how you store your sealed promos. I just have like a big tin box that I just set them all in now. All right, next is from @PMK Hey Beard, great content as always. I picked up a few raw and PSA 10 Infernape's 173 from Twilight Masquerade. As the art is great and it seems pretty cheap at the moment for a full art starter. What do you think are the chances it rises in the next year or so? I feel like that card has a decent chance. I also enjoy that card. It's also the only card like this. Plus, Infernape is pretty solid, pretty popular. So I could definitely see it doing a little move here and there. It could be, you know, maybe a $15 card, maybe even a $20 card. I mean, if you really think about it, it's kind of random on these illustration rares that randomly take off. It just usually has to be a pretty popular Pokemon with a unique art. And I feel like this fits the bill. Prices have gone up and down though. It was $5. Then $10, then $6, back up to $10. So yeah, it just keeps going up and down, but I definitely feel like it has some potential for sure. All right, next question is from @ChachoTO514. Sup Beard, love the content, thank you. I got some loose Evolving Skies, Lost Origin. Looking at the market, at what point do you think selling them is reasonable for a decent profit? P.S. Sell me a minting Roaring Skies ETB, I know you got one. I actually have two, but they are not for sale. Sorry. But let's check out the Evolving Skies booster pack. It's actually coming down in price right now, but it's around $20. Last sold 5 of them at $15. That's pretty cheap. One at $21, one at $19, 10 of them at $22, one at $8.50. That can't be right. But average sale is probably around $20, it looks like. Someone got 25 of them at $24.95. So if you really think about the profit-wise, I mean, you know, a $4 or $5 pack, you're making $15 a pack. It really depends on how many you have. But I really don't have a lot of rules, but a couple of my rules are we do not sell Evolving Skies and we do not sell Team Up. You know, we hold those. I could definitely see these being $50 packs, you know, in the next year or two. You just never know. So I would hold the Evolving Skies packs for sure. And Lost Origin, they really haven't moved that much yet. Next is from @ByJacob. Hi Beard, what celebrations ETB would you recommend to buy a couple of? Pokemon Center or regular? And any recommendations on any other collection box of celebrations to get? Cheers. Take a little peek. So here is the Pokemon Center one. Last sold 160, 150, 145, 150, 154. Here's the regular celebrations ETB. Last sold 104, 104, 88, 104. So it really depends on the deal that you can get them at. If you can find the regular celebrations ETB for under $100, I'd probably grab that. But to be honest, you know, $40 difference between the two is not bad to where I'd probably grab a couple of the Pokemon Center ones, to be honest. Especially if you can find it, you know, a little lower than 150, that's not too bad. And then for other products, UPC is getting back up to $400. I kind of like this Sylveon Charizard box. I know it doesn't come with the best pack selection and that many packs, but you're getting the two actual new arts that we got for the set. Celebrations does not have very many new arts. And these are kind of like Gym Heroes cards. So the Sylveon and Charizard, I kind of like that, market price 60. But to be honest, all of the Celebration products I feel like are kind of equal. to where you could probably get whatever one is the best deal. I really wish Celebrations would have came out a little bit later, you know, to where we had alternate arts a lot longer, to where I feel like they would have sprinkled in a few alternate arts in there, like throwbacks from like original cards or something like that, like an alternate art version of that card, which they kind of did with the Pikachu. But imagine if they did that with like textured cards and stuff like that and like really put some effort into it. I feel like it would have been crazy. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Celebrations and it will definitely pop off on the 30th anniversary. Next is from Luke Tedders 9305. What do you think about the CeleBV alt art from Fusion Strike? Just got mine graded a 10 and at the time it was going for 130 and a PSA 10 and now it is around 275. Do you think it will continue to go up in value? Well, congrats on the 10. One of my favorite cards in the entire Sword and Shield era. So we're on PokeData here looking at the lifetime of this card. So in 2022, it was $345 in a 10. Got all the way down to like 79, 80 bucks. Then we had a nice little jump up to around 200, back down to around 100, and now, you know, back to like 275. I could see the card gaining a little bit more value. In my opinion, this should be a $100 card, you know, raw. So I feel like this card has a decent chance to gain a little bit more value. And then that's the thing too, when you do have a card that's just rising like this, never just sell it. Watch the market like crazy, and you can see when it starts to level out a little bit, you know, and that's a decent time to sell it because then odds are it will probably go down after that. You know, sometimes they level out and keep going, but you know, you never know with this card. It's never been super, super expensive, but I love it. I think it's one of the best arts. I've talked about it many times. I put it on my sleeper Sunday, so it's an awesome card. Next is from Lock and Shift. Hey Beard, what's your favorite T-Tar card? These are like my favorite questions. Right here from Aquapolis, this Tyranitar is so cool. It's a little hard to tell in this picture with the holo. We can look at it non-holo down here and you can kind of see it better. But check that art out. Isn't that just crazy? I love that card. And then my second favorite T-Tar card is probably the illustration rare, to be honest. He just looks so tough in that card. But yeah, those are probably my two favorite Tyranitar cards. And I do like the Sleepy T-Tar, but I like my T-Tar, you know, mad and angry. Next is from the Chansey 139. Hey, I have a Journey Together booster box pre-order from Pokemon Center. I pre-ordered because I wasn't sure if it was a Pokemon Center exclusive with the box topper promo. Since it seems like it is not exclusive, do you think I should cancel the pre-order and try it and get a deal on one from elsewhere? I plan to keep it sealed for the long term. So I wouldn't cancel it until, you know, prices are way below it. You know, like let's say these prices drop to 120, 130 on eBay for the secondary market for pre-orders, you know, then you might maybe want to cancel it because then you could obviously get it cheaper. But as long as they're selling for more than what you paid for it, you might as well just hold on to it because you can kind of cancel it whenever. And remember, you don't have to pay for it until the set comes out. So, I mean, last sold 180, 2 booster boxes at 500, another sale here at 260, 240, 180, 235 best offer accepted. So I'd personally just hold on to it for now. And I do feel like most people are going to do pre-orders at 160, which is, you know, MSRP. You know, and the people that don't and they do them cheaper, it'll probably go super, super fast. So yeah, just hold on to it until, you know, it actually drops in price a good amount. Next is from Unknown Energy 8230. Hey Beard, content is top tier alongside the Beard. Thank you. Do you think it's a good idea to buy a CGC 9 or 9.5 XY Evolution Charizard and crack open them in turn and regrade with PSA? That card is super, super tough to grade. So if you do decide to do it, make sure you get tons of pictures or, you know, see it in person because they're tough. Like right here on PokeData, it says population 559 for the 10. And then for the 9, there's 21,000 9s. So it is very, very tough to grade. This card was $6,000 during the boom, which is just hilarious. And then now it's selling for $1,312, which is still a crazy amount for this card, in my opinion. So yeah, I would only do it if you know for a fact it looks super, super clean and your odds are pretty unlikely, to be honest. Next question is from @KDuffLive. I hope Pokemon floods the market like they did with Shiny Fates and Vivid Voltage. I'd rather Pokemon TCG products be cheap and accessible rather than expensive and obtainable for actual fans of the brand. So here's the thing. Now I've even seen a bunch of big channels talk about this, how, you know, we got massive reprints of Shiny Fates and Vivid Voltage and that's why they came down in price so hard. That's not really the reason why. The reason why, you know, those were everywhere is because we got alternate arts after that. Nobody wanted Vivid Voltage and Shining Fates. Everybody wanted the new sets with the alternate arts. I swear, if Shining Fates and Vivid Voltage had alternate arts in them, they would be just as expensive as anything else in the Sword and Shield era. And yes, we did get huge reprints of them, but if they had alternate arts, it would have got bought up. It's just that people didn't want them by the time we got those reprints. I remember it clear as day. Nobody wanted Vivid Voltage. Nobody wanted Shining Fates as soon as, Battle Styles and Chilean Rain hit the scene. So that's definitely the reason why it felt like we got massive reprints. But I feel you too. I definitely feel like they should do massive reprints, Surging Sparks, Prismatic Evolutions, like all the last 4 or 5 sets. Just reprint them all at the same time. Because remember, if you are investing, the prices of a box right when it comes out shouldn't really matter. A lot of times it sucks because, like, let's say a set like Surging Sparks, where I would love to invest more into, was just so expensive that I couldn't get that many. And I didn't want to pay $200 something a booster box. Because, there were still sets that I could buy at $100 a booster box, which is what I'm going to do. All right, next question is from @Trainer Nico NYC. Hey Beard, I've got back into collecting since 2022. 1991 kid. Buying for binders, I switched to a different mindset 1 year ago, buying only sealed products and a few cards as an investment. I have close to 21K in my Pokemon portfolio now, invested around 8K. Wondering when I should consider to sell. I'm totally confident that he can keep growing. Amazing sets coming in 2026. 30th anniversary. Meanwhile, I buy PC ETBs and booster boxes from new sets coming out. Honestly, I don't even know what I would do with the money now. Thank you for all the great advice and great videos. So, in my opinion, if you do not need the money, I would just keep holding. I mean, 21,000 seems like a crazy amount of money, but wouldn't it sound much better if it was 200,000? Which it could be in, 3 to 5 years. You never know. Like, you just never know. But if you wanted to sell any of it, like you're just itching to sell some of it, you could just sell some of it and invest it in a lot of these newer sets and just go a little heavier than what you normally do. But yeah, if it were me and you do not need the money, and you got awesome products that are gaining value, definitely hold on to them, especially in a market like this. Next is from @Cheeto Chases Trash. I have the Pikachu EX from Surging Sparks, $450. I don't really care for it. What would you trade it for towards long hold sealed products, or what other older Pokemon cards? So for the older Pokemon cards, it really depends on, your style and what you like. But just know a lot of those older Pokemon cards, it's not a guarantee they will gain value like sealed products. So I would personally, try to get more sealed products. And then, we got a bunch of crazy sets coming out. Just use that money to invest it in those, Prismatic Evolutions, or, the next pre-order that you're able to get. Because a lot of the sets right now, I think, are just absolute bangers. But yeah, it's not that much money, $450. But if you could end up getting, let's say, 4 booster boxes for that price, that is not bad. And I know that seems like impossible right now, but just a few months ago, that was easy. There was a ton of Scarlet and Violet Era booster boxes that you could get for around $100. And then you could even do Japanese too. You could get Terrestrial Festival if you can find that for a good deal, end up with a bunch of those booster boxes. That's not a bad idea either. All right, next is from @KristenNam25. Should you try to remove a shipping label on a sealed case of Pokemon Center HBs when it covers a Pokemon label? Yeah, you might as well remove it, but use a hairdryer and it'll come off much easier. It'll still be sticky, but the hairdryer helps it peel off much better to where it doesn't like rip off the label underneath and it's just sticky, but you can still read everything. But yeah, that does suck, but just know it pretty much happens to everybody. So that's kind of just the norm now for those cases. Every once in a while, you'll get a couple that doesn't have that. I have a few, but most of the time now, especially all the Scarlet and Violet Era sets that I've seen, they just keep slapping it right on there. Next is from @DeathToHope. I have full set of Pop Series 1 to 9. Should I sell or keep? I got them in 2016 for dirt cheap. $30 for Pop 5. Now the Pop 5 goes for $600 now. That's a good amount of profit. Honestly, I might take that. Especially, the Pop Series. They're not super, super, super popular. Like, they don't sell instantly like that. So, you might as well try to list them and see what happens, because that is a good amount of money. And I honestly feel like if you took that money and invested into sealed products, or maybe some other really awesome cards like you just did there that you think are completely undervalued, but I like that amount of profit for that. All right, next is from @TCG Strategist. I keep hearing people being concerned about not having sealed cases, but even if the max is 2 ETB, doesn't that just mean that the sealed cases are now 2 instead of 4 ETBs? Would still keep that sealed case premium? No? I'm honestly confused and would love your insight on that. Thanks. No, it just comes in a random box. It doesn't have like the actual case label on it. Like, these are actual cases that the Pokemon Center ETBs would come in if you ordered 4. But now it's just a random box, and it does not have the case label with all the information on it. So it's different. Next is from at LJMJ6865. What up? What do you think of tag and AI grading? The tag slabs look nice, and I like the concept of AI grading, but worry tag wouldn't hold value if PSA incorporated AI into their grading. Love the vids and keep it up. So I actually do like how the tag slabs look. I like that clear look. It reminds me of Beckett, but I don't love how like there's a pristine 10 and then I think like a gem mint 10, but they look almost the exact same. I think the only difference is just the one little word. That kind of bugs me. And then for the AI grading, I feel like it still needs a little bit of work. But here's the thing. I still feel like people are still going to want to send their cards into PSA because they'll know they have a better chance of getting a 10. And I've been to so many card shows, and I'm telling you, when people have tag slabs, CGC slabs, or even Beckett slabs, they rarely sell compared to a PSA. You will sell 10 PSA slabs to every one of those other companies, I promise you. But the one thing I like about these companies, it makes other companies like PSA step their game up. So hopefully PSA, I feel like they're going to do something here soon. Kind of switch it up soon, bring out something new. But to be honest, right now, they don't have to. Just because everybody loves PSA, it's easier to get a 10. That's what most people's collections are. And then, yeah, PSA could easily get some AI tech too if AI takes off and everybody likes the AI stuff. So PSA definitely has the power right now. Next is from @ShotByMilesMentis. Would you ever purchase a rip and ship? Seems fun. So I have done one rip and ship and it was for some vintage. I like the vintage ones because those packs get weighed so much. You just never know. It's kind of sketchy. So it's nice that they actually open the box right on camera. But for modern, it's a completely different story. So I have kind of a hot take. There's some awesome box breakers out there that actually love the community and everything like that. But if you actually think about it, especially right now in the market, a lot of box breakers are the exact same as scalpers. They are going to their Costco's. They are clearing out shelves to instantly go home and go online and sell those packs for a profit. So, what's the difference between somebody going home and selling the box for a profit or someone selling the individual packs and they open it on camera? To me, there's really not that big of a difference. And then here's another thing people don't think about. I've seen so many people say, don't buy from the scalpers, don't give in to scalper prices. But a lot of these box breakers are buying from scalpers because they need products. They just need products. They're going to get a little bit of a discount, but they don't care. They need to get those packs in. I've seen so many box breakers already asking for prismatic evolution packs at $10, $11. Well, they're getting them from basically the scalpers who bought up all the ETBs and everything, and they're sitting there selling them. So if you think about it, you're still somewhat supporting the scalpers, even though you might be supporting your favorite box breaker. And like I said, not all box breakers are bad, but honestly, I feel like a lot of them are just in it for the money, and they're just going to clear out shelves and getting as many products as they can. Of course, some have distributors, but right now, that doesn't matter. The distributors don't have anything. So it's totally up to you. I just like saving my money because working is tough, and I know a lot of people make minimum wage or whatever it is, or they're on a budget, and then I see them blow hundreds of dollars on whatnot, and they don't get anything. Or they get a few things because, they'll give them like a little gift or a little game or something, which I feel like all of them should at least do that. But still, it's just so expensive. So yeah, it's just crazy to think about. But like for normal times, most box breakers, especially the bigger ones, get from distributors and stuff. So they're not, actually supporting scalpers. But right now, where else would they be getting the packs from? So it's just crazy to think about. Next is from @ZachOverly5450. Ooh, we got an important question. Do you really smack the Mew Tail before you hit record every time? Laugh out loud. That thing's always bobbing around. Yes, I do. Next question is from @RareCardRips. Hey, PokeBeard, let's say you sent some modern cards in for grading and they came back as 8s. Rough. Would you crack the slab and sell them raw, hold them, or just sell the PSA 8 now? Thanks. So just check the PSA 8 prices compared to raw. If it's the same, you might as well just try to sell the 8s. But if it's not, and the raw is worth a little more, definitely crack those 8s and sell them raw. And last question is from @Excessive. Love the videos, hoping to meet you at Punch Out when you're vending. So yeah, I have to mention this, that I am going to start vending soon. I'm not going to go super crazy. I'd love to just post like one vending video a month, maybe 2 or something like that. And then like turn it into a couple shorts or whatever. But if you guys are interested in selling your current collection or anything like that, definitely hit me up on email or Instagram, especially if you're local, in Minnesota, so I can actually come check out the collection. But yeah, I will definitely be vending soon. I'm going to be vending the Punch Out show here this weekend, which I'm going to be recording. Hopefully it'll turn out good enough to where I can do a standalone video. Otherwise, it's going to be my first vending show where I'm actually recording. So it might be a good practice one. I might throw some of that footage at the end of Market Monday like I usually do. So definitely check that out. But hopefully, you know, by this summer, I'll be rocking and rolling, going to some like actual collecticons and vending and, you know, pumping out some solid videos because I love going to card shows. Now let's get back to the question. I have some expiring grading credit at CGC. Are there any cards, maybe modern versus vintage, you'd recommend sending to CGC rather than PSA? So from what I've seen, the only cards that are really doing good for CGC are the pristines. So definitely send your cleanest cards possible if you are going to send anything like that. And then the only cards that I've seen like actually get a lot more value from like a CGC pristine 10 over a PSA 10 are a little bit more of the popular modern cards. Some of those are really popping off for CGC pristine 10s. So, you know, I would just send whatever you think has the best chance of getting a CGC pristine 10. But all right, that'll say it's Pokemon What If Wednesday. Remember to drop your questions down below for a chance to be in next week's video. And then if you guys do like this content, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. Leaving a like and comment helps the most. And then too, if you guys want to support more, you can now hop over to Instagram and follow me there. Or you can join my YouTube membership. It's only 99 cents a month. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And then if you guys want to watch my last Pokemon Market Monday, where I cover a ton of evolution cards, click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.